Hello, my beautiful Libras, and welcome to your mid-August reading. We're going to check in and see what your energy is going to be like for the next couple of weeks, and then what could be coming across your path. We are in a very, very powerful retrograde right now, and we have 7 retrogrades starting, and right now I think we're in a Mercury retrograde, or we're getting ready to go into a Mercury retrograde. But either way, a lot of us are feeling the expansion of the energy. You may be feeling anxious. You may be feeling like your energy is completely depleted and all you want to do is sleep. You may be experiencing headaches. You could be experiencing like your ears being clogged. These are all symptoms that you are receiving downloads and you are going through expansions at this time. We have 7 retrogrades between September 4th and the middle of October, along with a new moon, full moon, lunar eclipse. So it's a lot, guys. Okay, so be gentle with yourselves. Take care of yourselves because that's important. For those of you who are new, welcome on in. And please, guys, if these readings resonate for you, please subscribe and click on the bell for all notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. I will be starting to work on the September videos. And in between doing those, I am also going to be working on the singles element readings. Okay, every other week I'm going to do the love connection element readings, and then I'll post the individual sign readings, and then I'll do singles love readings. So I've already done the couples love connection, so the next set of element readings will be for my single people out there, right? Because you guys like to know what's coming down your path too, right? So, okay. So, oh, there we go. Beautiful. Willing release. This is consciously letting something go that you know is no longer serving your highest good. This is by your choice and no one else's. Okay? And that's because you're living a life of consciousness. And good for you, my Libras. Good for you. I love when I play these lives and then they... And, you know, how do you get to willingly release something? You do it by finding out what it is first that you need to release. And how do you find that out? By going within and connecting to your body and listening to what your body's telling you and diving deep into your soul and asking the questions with spirit, your higher self, God, creator, the universe, your spirit guides, your archangels, whatever it is to you. Okay? All you guys know, you've been on my channel. For those of you who are new, you don't know this, but for those of you who are not new, you know that the way to set yourself free and let go of something that no longer serves your highest good is by doing the inner work, by really connecting to your heart center and taking that deep dive when you're being guided to. All right. So for you guys, I am going to use my shamanic spiritual tarot deck. I like this. I like this deck, and I haven't used it in a while, but for some reason, I am being called to use it for your reading. So let's dive into it, shall we, my beautiful Libras? Everything you need to know about me, guys, is in the description box down below. If you would like to book your own private reading with me, how to do that is also in the description box down below. And thank you guys for the donations to my channel. I do appreciate it. I value, respect each and every one of you, and honor your path where you are right now in your life. Alrighty. So just know there's going to be some turbulence. Okay, there's no avoiding the turbulence, guys. Right? It's a part of the journey. It is. I wish I could say it's not, but here's the great thing: you learn how to handle them better. You do. You learn how to handle them better. You don't stay in the negative mindset that long. You know, you learn like what to just let roll off your shoulders and be just like, yeah, whatever. You do you, boo. I'm doing me. All right. So for my Libras, this willing release, the body and soul, what do they need to know? What do they need to know? I am burning some sage for you guys. You see it? You see that sage just burning? My AC is just like making it go just justice. Right. Into me, I see. I get clarity. I get truth. I get justice. 5 of feathers, strategizing. Wow. I feel like some of you have been resisting this truth for quite some time, but it sets you free, right? You've built up this shield of protection. Temperance. Once you see it and you realize it, then you get to work on taking down those walls, taking down those barriers. You know, I always refer to it in my own healing, and due to my age, I always remember it as the show Get Smart. Now, for those of you that are watching me and are in my age range, right, you'll understand this. For those of you who don't, YouTube Get Smart. Watch a clip of it. You know, my favorite part about that show and the metaphor of it that I learned is so like powerful to me now, and I understand it and why I related with it on the level I related to it at that time in my life. You got the 10 of shells here. The world is because he's a private investigator, right? Like a double agent, I think. And king of acorns. Okay. And so he goes into this building. He goes into an elevator. The elevator takes him down to the very bottom floor. And as he steps out of the elevator, right, the elevator doors close behind him. And then as he's walking down this corridor, then 2 big steel doors come and close behind him. And then like a big jail gate comes down in front of the doors. And then a cement wall comes down. And then a brick wall comes down. So it's about, we have built those walls of protection throughout our lives. And when we start tearing down, peeling apart the onion, the skin of an onion, when you take off the hard shell of an armadillo, you're left with all that soft gooiness, right? They're naked, they're vulnerable, they're in their most vulnerable state. And that's uncomfortable for some of us. Okay, you have the 7 of shells. Ace of crystals. Wow, I like it, guys. I like it. Do not resist this change. Embrace it, welcome it, honor it. Okay, honor it. Because a cycle needs to end before a balanced one can come in. Absolutely. Okay. Oh my gosh, I haven't used this deck in so long, and I absolutely love this deck. So, if it's gaining the truth and clarity, okay, as difficult as it may be, right? Because, you know, like I said, the armadillo, has a very, very hard shell. So for some of you, you're very, very stubborn, right? And it's because you've built those walls. You're a tough nut to crack. And you may have heard that a lot in your life. You're a nut, you're a hard nut to crack. I've had people tell me in my life, because I had built those walls, even though I was a very caring and giving person. I had one person in particularly, an attorney friend of mine, say to me, you're like a bonbon. And I started laughing and I said, I am? And he said, yeah. He says, when you get through that hard shell, you have all that delicious, tasty beautifulness inside. But it's getting through the hard shell. That's the challenge. So it's been a challenge for you. But seeing things no longer as black and white, but as gray, brings harmony and balance to our lives, because we realize everything in life isn't a yes or no. Everything in life isn't a black and white. It's a reason why maybe came into the scene. It's a reason why gray areas. Things aren't easy all the time, right? It's not. There needs to be some color in our lives. There needs to be some new things in our life. It's very boring to constantly watch black and white films. Yeah, you can be a black and white film. Sorry, guys. How do I want to say it? A black and white film lover, right? But is that the only type of movies you watch? And if those were the only type of movies you watched, are you watching them alone? Because not everybody wants to watch black and white movies all the time, right? All the time. The nice part about it is, and I'm proud of you guys, because it's not easy allowing yourself to be vulnerable, but you realize you've got to break down those walls if you're ever going to let anything new come in. And you're realizing that not everything in life is black and white. There needs to be some color. There needs to be trying new things. There needs to be a way of looking at things differently than how we've been looking at them. And that's what brings in a new cycle, a new beginning, and one that's beautiful. Like right now, like this whale, right? He dives deep. He dives deep to nurture himself. You could be working with somebody, collaborating with someone at this time. There is a very new opportunity that is going to bring a lot of prosperity into your life, a lot of stability, a brand new adventure, financial stability. So if you're partnering up with someone, my advice to you is allow yourself to be vulnerable. Don't be stubborn. Don't be unapproachable. Don't be, I remember for the longest time in my life, my first sister-in-law, after she got to know me, and when she met me, I think we were in our 20s. Yeah, I was still single. I wasn't even married yet. So I think I was like, 19, 20. After she got to know me, she said to me, I have to tell you. Now, mind you guys, I grew up in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Westchester County area, right? And I came from a divorced family. I was living with my grandmother. So, I had my share of hard knocks by the age of 19. And I remember my sister in law saying to me once she got to know me, she's like, I have to tell you, my first impression of you was, man, I would not want to meet up with her in a dark alley. And I was like floored. I was like, what? I'm like, why? I'm like, I'm the most caring and giving person that you'd ever want to meet. But it's because unconsciously, to protect myself, I had built up this exterior to keep people away from me. These walls of protection, to protect myself from pain, to protect myself from hurt. But guess what those walls created for me? For pain to come into my life, for disappointment to come into my life, for hurt to come into my life. Because I was keeping out the nurturing. I was keeping out the love. I was keeping out trusting people. So, someone needs to hear that out there. So please work, and you are. I can tell with the World card, you are. And that's why I said I cannot be more proud of you, because I know doing it myself, walking that path of healing myself. There's a lot of people out there that make it sound like it's easy. It's your choice. Well, you know what? There's a reason why that saying was made. The first step is the hardest step. Because it is. It takes courage. And then sometimes, it takes strength to dive deep down within your soul, within your heart center, where your spirit lies, and allow those pains to come to the surface. Allow those wounds to be looked at so that you can heal them, so that you can willingly and lovingly release them and thank them for making you who you are today. Because without them, you wouldn't be where you are today. So try and look at it that way if you can, because you do have something new coming in, okay? And you realize this, and I'm going to tell you why you realize this. Because with the Justice card, truth be told, okay, this is, you see the truth now. You get clarity. And you're realizing that no matter what you want to build, okay, there's going to take some give and take. Even if this is your own business and you want to bring it out into the world, well, there has to be some type of collaboration on how to do that. And being open, right? Being open to getting that feedback. That's important, right? It's important. But that's where the success comes in. That's where you shine. That's where you're recognized. Some of you are being recognized at this time. And maybe before you didn't have a lot of confidence. Maybe before you wouldn't talk in crowds. Maybe before you wouldn't get in front of a camera, be on a talk show, get on the stage, get behind a mic. Whatever it is for you. I know for me, I would not ever dream if someone had told me 5-6 years ago that I would be talking to people about doing the inner healing work and sharing my journey with them and creating a YouTube channel. I would have told them they were nuts. Because I was the type of person that if someone asked me to speak and I was with somebody, I would grab them and be like, no, but this person will. And now I love it. I'm open to it. I love being a part of someone else's healing journey. I love delivering these messages to you guys because it fills my heart with joy and love and compassion and empathy, because I have been there. So I know what it takes. And you pat yourself on the back, because that's a huge recognition. So be ready. Be ready. Because your happiness is right around the corner. Your cups are all getting ready to be filled. All getting ready to be filled. And you could be dealing with a fire sign, a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. You've waited a long time for this person. You've waited a long time for this person. And I also feel like this person is speaking their truth to you now. And they would like this opportunity with you to build something with you, whether it's business or relationship. We haven't gotten into the clarifiers yet. So work on tearing down that shell, my lovelies. Work on tearing down that shell, because the choice is always yours. And this is someone from your past. Okay, and you could be dealing with a Scorpio or a Cancer. But they too are coming out of their shell. See all the shells around them? They too have done growing work. They too have been healing. And that may be the clarity that you're receiving. And you've been patiently waiting for this person to come into your life. Very patiently waiting. It's taken some time. It's taken some time. I can tell I've been doing a lot of card readings because my fingers are starting to cramp on me. All right. So, what is this truth? What is this truth? Knight of Acorns, the Tower. Wow. So you don't see this coming. Once you release this healing of yours, this happens out of the blue. And then you're ready. You're like, I'm ready to take this action. I'm ready to do this. This opportunity comes out of the blue. I do not, feel like this is a bad tower. Either way, towers bring change. Even if they feel catastrophic in the moment, they're there to teach us lessons. They're there to push us further along on our path when we're getting too comfortable. When we're just in the everyday grind, right? And just not doing anything to change. So why is the World card here, Spirit? Why is the World card here? You could be dealing with a Virgo or an Aries. Because you're ready. You've gained the wisdom and you're ready to take leadership over your own life. You're ready to take the lead. You're ready to come to the forefront. You're ready to be seen. You're ready to be valued. You're ready to be recognized. You have the confidence. You wear the crown. King or queen, you wear the crown. And that's a nice place to be. So why is the Eight of Crystals here? Why is the Eight of Crystals here? See, that's why I love these cards, because these cards are very different than the traditional tarot deck. Like in the traditional tarot deck, it's about the Five of Shells, which is the Five of Cups. It's about nostalgia. It's about looking back on the past, right? In this deck, it's about hope. It's about readjustment. It's about shining that light, being in that energy of the firefly, right? In the darkness, there is light, right? That's how they see their way. By glowing their light, they find their way. That is beautiful, beautiful. And I feel like that's honestly what you've learned. That it's your own compass, your own inner light that leads the way to your happiness. And I feel like the opportunity is coming for you to share that with others, what you've learned, so that others can apply those same tools and others can grow and learn as well. So what is the Six of Acorns? What is the Six of Acorns? The Magician. Nine of Feathers. What did I tell you, right? The healing path, guys, takes willpower. Does. Takes courage. But you've learned through it all to stay in the present, right? The crow, to me, is the most powerful bird spirit of all. And by that, I mean, well, I guess I should say the one that brings the most wisdom. Like the owl brings psychic abilities, right? Heralds wisdom. The crow is the only animal spirit that, or the raven, okay, to me this is the crow, that brings infinite wisdom. Why? Because it's able to go to the past, right? When we look back on the past and learn the lessons, we grow and we evolve, we see the patterns, we're able to make the choice to change those patterns. And we learn to live in the present while we visualize our future. That's the manifestation. That is the roadmap to growing and evolving and expanding, right there in the nutshell. It's about, that's where you gain the perspective. That's where you get the willpower. Again, that's where you get the growth. Queen of Feathers, the whole truth and nothing but the truth brings you success. Wow. Okay, let's see what your final outcome is. Big learning here. You guys rock. You guys rock. Seven of Feathers. You're preparing. Prepare yourself for this because you've worked hard for it. You've dedicated a lot of time and effort into this. Some of you may be relating with what was I going to say? I lost it, guys. I'm sorry. It'll come back in a minute. Oh, that's what I was saying. I told you it would come back. Spirit always brings it back when I ask them to. You've learned how to open the lines of communication with Spirit. You've learned to live your life on the conscious level instead of on the unconscious level. So when you see those rare spirit animals, you're looking up their meaning and you're seeing how they're bringing the messages that you've been seeking, you've been asking. Okay? Love the Three of Feathers in this deck, because Three of Feathers, feathers resembles the swords in this deck. And in this deck, it's not about hurt, it's not about pain, it's about transforming. It's about recovery. It's about release. Some of you can be in the middle of recovering from an addiction. I bow to you. I praise you. Praise yourself. Be proud of you. Be proud of you. So, you have a lot of good things coming in, but the next couple of weeks is going to be all about connecting with your higher self, communicating, because this recovery is bringing you success. So as always, guys, from my heart to yours, love, light, and blessings. Be well.